Live from Austin, Texas, with host Rosie Newberry. Local trends, shopping, and more. This is Studio 512.
Well, good morning and welcome to Studio 512. You guys, it's of course a brand new start to a new year, and for a lot of people that means taking on one of the most popular New Year trends, dry January. And joining us now from Stargazer Bar is Olivier Charlot, who's going to help you along the way this January with some amazing mocktails. Good morning, Olivier. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm excellent. I'm excited to start the year with you. Okay, so for people here in Austin that have never checked out Stargazer, what are they in for? What is Stargazer all about?
Yes, Stargazer is a brand new bar. We've been open since November last year.
Okay.
And we are a pretty cool event space kind of bar. We have coffee all day, we have mocktails, cocktails, and we also have special events that goes on periodically throughout the week. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Yes.
Yeah, I feel like every bartender is like very intuitive in cocktails, right? And so like what for you makes like cocktail crafting so special and unique?
Oh, good question. I love music. Oh. And I used to want to study to be an audio engineer.
Yeah.
And what I like about cocktails is kind of like I approach it the same way. It's all about balance. And when you find the right balance, that's when it kind of becomes magical, because sometimes something new happens.
Yeah.
Like with this drink we'll go over soon.
Yeah, and that's what I was gonna say is like, especially with mocktails, which we're about to cover, it's like the flavor combinations always blow my mind. Like I'm like, I would never put these things together, but it always works.
Yeah.
Right? And that's kind of crazy. And so as we've kind of been teasing up here, Stargazer does have amazing top-notch mocktails on menu. So tell us about some of those that you guys offer.
Yes. So right here we have our variation of a michelada.
Okay.
With our house-made Bloody Mary mix. And athletic Golden Dawn.
Yeah, which is a great NA beer if someone's never tried that. Yeah.
Absolutely, yes. And on this side we have the Moya Spritz. It's like a loose variation on Aperol Spritz.
Okay.
We add some nice fruity elements to it and some earthy elements too.
Okay.
Like blood orange, raspberry, also turmeric and ginger as well too.
Okay, can I take a taste?
Please.
I'm very curious.
Yes.
Okay, let's see. Oh, very interesting. And I have to say, when you said Aperol, I immediately kind of like shriveled inside because I do not like Aperol at all. I'm kind of an Aperol hater, to be honest. But that is very tasty. I would dabble with that. That's really good. How do you go about, like the michelada, for example, is really popular right now. Yes. How do you kind of take these very popular drinks and make them, dry for the people that need that?
Yeah, good question. Great question. We just try to figure out what's popular and what's feasible, what can help us actually make a great non-alcoholic cocktail without having a spirit being like the main show of the case. A michelada is pretty easy because it's just beer and a little bit of other ingredients and a Bloody Mary mix. So that was a pretty easy one to just turn into a mocktail.
Yeah.
This one, we relied on a non-alcoholic spirit. That was the base for this drink. And then we kind of just built around that non-alcoholic spirit, almost like a cocktail.
Yeah, and I'm glad you mentioned that, because I think sometimes when people think mocktails, they just think like, oh, it's just gonna be like very juicy or very earthy, and I think that like kind of scares people, but NA spirits do exist as well.
Yes. For this one, you're using your ritual aperitif that is like an Aperol.
Yeah.
It's almost like a bitter grapefruit, honestly.
Yeah.
And it pressed well with the ingredients that we put in this cocktail.
Yeah, well, and like I said, it was very tasty and refreshing. So maybe you will dare to try it this dry January as well. Okay, you've got another one here in this bottle that you're gonna pour for me, and kind of tell me what's in it as you do that.
Yes. Okay, this is the newest one to the non-alcoholic menu, and we call it the Reimagined Lassie. The reason why is because the idea in Stargazer is like space theme.
Okay.
So the idea for this drink was like, what happens if you were living in a colony and Earth was completely destroyed?
Oh my God, how deep this is, yes.
And there are people who loved like a lassie. How could we recreate that? So as flavor professionals, we have to figure out like what kind of ingredients that we can mash together that can give the perception like you're drinking a mango lassi, the reimagined lassi.
Okay.
So this here has Coco Lopez, a cream coconut. It has a little bit of lime juice, orange juice, ginger grass, and a pineapple turmeric juice. And that right there is our variation. Excuse me. yes, of the reimagined Lassie.
Yeah, it's
Yes,
so bright. Okay, I'm
yes.
gonna try this one too. You can see it there on camera. Okay, here we go. Oh,
Yeah.
oh,
Yeah.
that is good.
Yeah.
Kind of makes you want to be on a beach and not in Austin, but that is really
Yeah,
tasty.
yeah,
Oh my
yeah,
gosh, how
yeah,
good.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, I'm curious on something else you just mentioned that Stargazer, a lot of your drinks are themed from space. Why did that idea come to be for kind of the theme of the bar or the menu?
Yes, the owners, I think they stumbled on the actual plants of a stargazer, and that kind of inspired them. That plant has come throughout their lives in many different ways, throughout their first business and through this one. So they wanted to just create a bar that had that stargazer theme, and then once they thought about stargazer, they kind of leaned into the space theme. So we kind of designed our bar almost like a bohemian but spacey kind of vibe.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, I love that.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a very Austin thing too. Like we see a lot of different things based on that, which is kind of funny. Okay, so also you guys love putting on events. I know you've got some events coming up this January. So
Yes.
tell me what people can come and check you guys out and experience.
Yes. This week we're having 2 events on Wednesday and Thursday.
Okay.
A poetry night and a Gilmore night. Gilmore trivia night.
Okay.
Next week we're gonna have every Saturday we're gonna have a comedy special. Highly
A
recommend.
comedy special.
Yes,
Interesting.
yes.
Okay.
And then every Sunday we have an Ink and Intuition.
Okay.
So that's just a tattoo artist that's giving really good deals.
I love this.
And if you want to get your cards read by a tarot reader or
Yeah.
anything else, that is also available every Sunday as well. too.
Yeah.
Yes.
Why is it important for you all to host these events and really kind of bring in the community aspect to it?
You hit the nail. We
Yeah.
really just want to bring community and get people to get to know us and create a space where people can get to know each other through different events and parties and all that good stuff.
Yeah, I love that. Now you
Yeah.
mentioned you guys just opened last year in November. So what's kind of ahead for you in 2026? What are you guys excited for?
Just keep doing what we're doing, keep fine tuning, keep getting better, keep growing, and keep learning and keep growing.
I love that. Okay, how can
Yes.
people keep up with Stargazer Bar?
Find us on our Instagram, Stargazer Bar. We also have a site. And yeah, that's pretty much
All
it.
right, well, perfect.
Yes.
Well, I'm going to take another sip of this, and cheers to you, Olivia. Thank you for being
Thank
here.
you.
You guys,
Thank
for
you.
more information, check out stargazerbar.com. A thrilling mind bender that is finally coming to the screen from Frida McFadden's famous book, The Housemaid. Director Paul Feig joins me now to unpack this incredible film. Hi, Paul. How are you?
Good, Blake. How you doing, my friend?
I'm well. I'm well. Okay, Paul, first and foremost, I have to ask about the casting of this film because this trio, Amanda Seyfried, Sydney Sweeney, and Brendan Sklenar, are just incredible. Did you guys have actors in mind for these roles, or kind of tell me about how you got the three of them?
Yeah, well, I mean, I was lucky because when the project came to me first, Sydney was already attached, and I've been dying to work with Sydney. Ever since I saw that movie Reality she did, I was just like, wow, she is a deep talent. And then Amanda is somebody I had met with 10 years prior. I had coffee with her in New York, and we just hit it off. And wanted to work together. And then Brandon had just worked with Blake Lively, my friend, on It Ends With Us. And when we were doing Another Simple Favor, she was like, you got to meet this guy. He's so amazing. And I did. And I was like, wow, okay. So sadly, it's not a good looking cast, but somehow they get by, on their talent.
Right, right. Okay, so given the kind of large popularity of the book, as mentioned, did you feel kind of this responsibility to do this story justice on screen? And also, why as the director maybe were you drawn into this project?
Well, I mean, you definitely, when a book's been on the bestseller list for 2 years straight and has millions and millions of fans, you definitely want to make sure you're true to the book as much as you can be. But you also want to bring something more to the readers, things that they don't expect that don't take away from the book, that add to the book. And Frida McFadden, who wrote the book, actually, when she saw the movie, she said, I think it's better than the book. So that was great. And then I just get drawn into thrillers because First of all, they're all I kind of watch. That's my favorite kind of movie to watch because I like to be very invested with high stakes. And I love twists and turns. I like to be surprised and shocked. And so, yeah, this is kind of like catnip for me to do. But then I also knew I could bring in certain moments. I mean, there's a lot of dark themes in this, but in certain moments, I could bring the laughter and the release that I want from an audience to give them this amazing group experience, which they've been having. You know, people are really interactive with this film when they watch it.
Yeah, I'm so glad you said that piece right there at the end because something that really stuck out to me throughout the film was just this like underlying tension from start to finish. And so I'm curious, like, how did you go about kind of navigating the tension of the film, but also these like very poignant viewpoints from each character?
Yeah, I mean, well, you know, again, the source material is really great, and then it's just treating it all very seriously. I mean, you know, look, everything's extreme in this movie. It's like everything's like an 11, but at the same time, these are extreme characters who are believable, who are actually, you know, I mean, you find out what you find out about them and find out like kind of nobody's on the level at the end of the day. But at the same time, they're treating it all very real and seriously. And that's the way you do it with your cast. You don't ever wink and nod, you know, you want to make sure the stakes are high, but you're having fun with the interactions that are happening. You're having fun with the retribution that happens, and you're having fun with how extreme something is and what you think you're rooting for, and then it turns out you're actually rooting for the wrong thing. It's a real ride that you can just have a really fun group experience with.
Yes, a true roller coaster. And I'm glad you said fun group experience because my wife and I went and saw it in the theaters last night. And something about the theater experience specifically for this film I think is really vital. And also
Yeah.
what I love about it is I don't think it quite matters if you read the book or not to really get the full experience of the film. My wife
Yeah.
read it, I didn't. So she knew what was happening going into it. I didn't. But can you just kind of touch on maybe the importance of seeing this film in theaters?
Yeah, I mean, look, all my whole career is about trying to get people to go to movie theaters. My last three movies, because of the pandemic and everything, just happened to be streamers. It was really fun to make those, but it's very anticlimactic for somebody like me who engineers my movies for people to react vocally to in a theater together. And so to have this back in theaters, I've been watching all morning TikTok videos of like guys that were dragged by their girlfriends or wives to go see it with their friends. And suddenly they're like, this is the greatest thing. I had so much fun, you know, and groups of women and groups of guys who are going and having this like, you know, night out together. You know, that's what movie theaters were invented for. That's what movies were invented for the big screen to watch with people and have that experience. So then whenever you watch it again, when it's finally on streaming or home video or whatever, you will hear that audience, that experience you had. You will carry that audience and that experience you had in the theater with you every time you see the movie from then on.
Yeah, real quickly, can you tell me about the details of the set design? Like specifically the Winchester home is just
Yeah.
stunning, but it really is kind of the main setting of the film.
Yeah, well, I always describe this to my whole team when we were putting it together as this is a Nancy Meyers movie that goes horribly wrong. And so, you know, you wanted this to be this beautiful house that would completely, you know, pull Millie in, who's been living in her car, and see this and like, wow, you know, cream colors, and make it, I wanted to make it so that when it's nice and lit, it looks really beautiful and opulent and aspirational. But then as soon as the lights start to come down, you start to shoot at different angles, it gets very ominous and turns into sort of a bit of a prison.
Yeah, and I love that piece of it because, like I said, I think it just really creates that tension that you're looking for as the consumer. Okay, final question, real quick, Paul. The Housemaid is a book series. Any interest in continuing to tell the stories of the books on screen?
You know what? I love the character of Millie, and Millie's got some great stories ahead of her. And if this movie does really well, I would say that we would love to do another one.
All right. Well, Paul, thank you so much for your time. It's been great speaking with you. The Housemaid in theaters now. Go check it out and don't miss this incredible trio on screen.
Thank you, Blake, and thank you, Austin. Hope you enjoy it.
Last year, we had the joy of meeting Sherry Shamrock, the founder and inventor of the Pound Palms, and now she's back to share some brand new, exciting ventures, especially to get you started right in the new year. Good morning, Sherry. How are you?
Super duper razzle dazzle.
We're so excited to have you back, but why don't you just give our viewers a little refresher on kind of Pound Palms and what you do?
So I was a former collegiate cheerleader,
Okay.
and I've been a 30-year personal trainer. And one day I recognized that cheer motions are actually identical to weight training movements. And most women are a little intimidated by weight training, so I found this is a great way to actually get involved in weight training without the intimidation factor of bulking up.
Ah, interesting. Why, like, the cheerleading aspect specifically? Did that come from kind of your background?
Yeah, so as a former collegiate cheerleader, you get to go back and experience your youth and go back and cheer your alumni.
Yeah.
And by Monday, though, you walk around like Frankenstein, like sore from head to foot, having
Yes.
done an activity.
Okay.
This 59-year-old body is long since forgotten. I'm just going to share that.
Come
and so in one moment, I just happened to do this movement.
Yeah.
I was at my neighbor Sandy's house.
Yeah.
And
Hi,
I
Sandy.
realized, hey, Sandy. And I realized in that moment, now one of my triceps are always so sore at cheerleading camp or tryouts because you're constantly doing this.
Yeah.
But this is actually a tricep extension in
Yeah.
fitness. So I thought, what other movements are identical? And I went touchdown, and that's an overhead press.
There you go.
So like you work out, right?
Yeah.
So if you did a lunge.
Okay.
Okay.
Here, I'll get down with you 1 second.
Get those
Okay.
tight. And did a tricep kickback.
Okay.
Bicep curl. Overhead press.
Okay.
And then you did like, some extensions. Right? Those are weight training movements.
Yeah.
But in cheer, that's we want a touchdown. Go. And I incorporated plyometrics.
There you go. Yeah.
So you've got a full workout in cheerleading.
Well, and I feel like so often when it comes to like the exercise space and the wellness space, people want that kind of one-to-one training or just something that they can find relatability in. Would you say that's true?
100%. 30 years in fitness, I've seen it all.
Yeah.
And I can tell you, every woman I've ever spoken to, I started calling the 4T zone because women want a
Okay.
target tightening tone, they're trouble in 4T zone, tummy, twos, thighs, and tries. And I realized this workout would do it.
Yeah.
This is a full body workout, but hidden in the guise of cheerleading. And that's why the name workout is called Cheer Camp, and it's spelled with a K because it's a kinesiology based workout, but hidden in the guise of cheerleading.
Yeah. Okay, so tell us a little bit more about Cheer Camp.
So Cheer Camp is a fun workout. You will burn about 900 calories in the workout.
900?
So
Oh my
I had
gosh.
to pull that workout back because a half an hour, I had to tame it down to a half an hour because an hour was intense.
Wow.
But you hold the weighted pom-poms.
Okay.
Yes, they're weighted. And you go through the entire workout and you're actually doing weight training without even knowing you're doing it, moving at 120 beats per minute. Now keep in mind with weight training, especially free weight training, you are free from the machine, right? So you are the machine. So balance, stabilization, control, and stability are very important. The same thing with cheerleading.
Yeah.
So if you've ever done a tricep press down with the ropes, well, that's in cheerleading, that's tabletops to low V, okay?
Yeah.
And, alternating bicep curls, cheer, that's a dance move that can drop into a lunge.
Whoa.
Right? So every move you can imagine, even a John Travolta.
There you go.
You can
I love
pump
it. Yeah.
lunge. It's a full body workout.
Yeah. And I think that's something that like we often forget about, right? Is like there's so many easy ways to get moving, but I think we so overcomplicate it because of the mental of it all.
Oh yeah, this is just absolute fun without you even know that you're actually weight training. And you're incorporating lunges, seated rows, overhead presses. So like if I did a movement like this, I'm gonna squat, but I'm also doing a pullback, a seated row.
Okay.
And so I'm working my back, but I'm also working my bicep because anytime, I call it the 3 Bs, anytime you bring weight to your body, you're working your biceps and your back.
Ah.
So
you're working way more than you even know, which I think is really powerful in a lot
what
of
you
ways.
talking about?
Yeah. Okay, so another kind of new venture you're excited about is called Fit to Cheer. Tell me about this one.
So Fit to Cheer was the name that I came up for the company.
Okay.
And the workout is called Cheer Camp, powered by Pound Palms. Okay. Now, this Saturday, I'm going to be teaching a demo class at Fabletics at 9 o'clock at the Domain.
Okay.
There's only spot for 20, so,
Sign up now.
Sign up now.
ASAP.
And what I'm excited about
Okay.
is I've had so many people say, where can I take this class? Where can I do it? I am launching the instructor training. So
Very
just
cool.
like with Zumba, you
Yeah.
can become an instructor to teach this. You
Yeah.
can become an instructor to teach Cheer Camp, powered by your Pound Palms.
I love that. Obviously, you're very passionate about kind of getting people fit, right? And getting
Yes.
people in this space, like I mentioned. But why is it important for you now to kind of help train others to be able to lead what you've been doing for years?
So last year, $80 billion was spent on diet pills, diet drops, diet shots, diet plans to combat the 64% obese and overweight rate in women. Yet heart disease is still the #1 killer for women.
Wow.
Weight training is so important. It can help stave off that. I can't do it alone. So that's why, let's spread the joy. Let everybody, that's my mom in the middle.
Oh, come on,
Yeah.
Mama, yes.
And so the great thing about that is I also have a program for cancer survivors. I'm a
Okay.
cancer exercise training specialist,
Okay.
and I partner with the Cancer Exercise Institute, and they actually are the most renowned cancer exercise training in the world.
Wow.
And so we created Pound Palms for Recovery because 100% of our breast cancer survivors are susceptible to the chronic ailment lymphedema. Up to 50% would get it.
Yeah.
And we all know, October is breast cancer month, but who talks about lymphedema? It's cancer's dirty little secret.
Yeah.
Because I survived breast cancer,
Right.
but I live with lymphedema. I shouldn't complain.
Yeah.
Well, National Lymphedema Month or Day is like in March. So I want to also start bringing awareness to that, because in order to stave off that lymphedema, they have to do very specific movements with their arms to help the lymphatic system that's been damaged from chemo or radiation
Yeah.
or surgery. And this is a fun way to do it.
I love it. Sherry, thank you so much for joining us. This is a great way to start the year. You guys, you can get more information by visiting poundponds.com or visit her on social media at poundpoms. You guys get fit and get right with Sherry Shamrock. He stole the show on The Voice Season 28 with his soulful and powerful vocals of covers like Golden Hour and The Blower's Daughter. And now he's the Season 28 champ from Team Nile. It's Aiden Ross. How are you?
I am so great. I'm taking it like I'm still taking it all in, taking it in small sips. But it's so cool to be on like the other side of the screen, like of a show that I've been watching since the first season when I was 6, sitting in the living room with my family. Like my family and I really love this show. It has a special place in our heart. To have been on the show, like to have won the show, it's just so full circle and such a crazy experience. But yeah, it's just pure joy right now, man.
Yeah, well, I can tell. I love how excited you are just about the whole journey. So let's kind of go back to the beginning, the origin story of your voice journey, if you will. Why'd you want to pursue trying out for this show?
I think it was all just in the pursuit of like my love for music. I think it was a little bit of a desperate like leap of faith, sort of like I just applied to The Voice originally on leap of faith. Like I was doing engineering, like I was at A&M, like I wasn't unhappy, but it just didn't feel right. And so I applied to the show, and I was like, this is kind of like my last hurrah. Like this is my sort of leap of faith, like I said. And I got a call back. And then I got another call back, and then they called me out for the blinds. And I got 4 chairs. I think that was like the pivotal moment for me. That was seeing the coaches like argue over me and like fight for me, like really changed something in like my perspective. And like that was the first glimpse of that's the first glimpse that I saw that made me feel like music wasn't just like something I loved, but it was like the thing I was meant to do. And it kind of started off as like a flame, that's just like continued to burn brighter and brighter until the finale, and then I won the show. And now like, I'm ready to give absolutely everything I can to music.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm curious. I want to take that a step back there for a second. You mentioned that you were an engineering student at Texas A&M, which is really fascinating to me for a lot of reasons. But specifically, I'm like, engineering and music almost couldn't be further apart in the kind of industries and the worlds that they are, right? So what maybe like inspired you to finally make that jump? Because it sounds like, I don't know if I would say you were scared, but it just sounds like maybe you were choosing the safe option a little bit.
It honestly was 100% fear. Like my senior year of high school, like I knew what I wanted to do, but I was too scared to do it. I was too scared to go to school for music and pursue music. It was fear. As much as I love music, like I also like want to have a family someday. But being from Texas, like not from Nashville or LA, I don't just have a ton of neighbors who are in the music industry, let alone artists, let alone successful artists. So I didn't see a light at the end of this tunnel. But fortunately for me, like something in me told me to apply to this show, and a candle was lit on that first online audition, and then that turned into a flame come the blinds, and then won the freaking show, and there's a big bonfire, and now I'm fanning that flame and just running with it.
Yeah, your journey is a testament to if you just take the step and just make the leap, sometimes it can pay off, right? So
Exactly.
you talked about how impactful for you on a personal level that blind audition was, getting that 4-chair turn, and you did get 4 chairs, which is kind of like, I feel like a lot of people's goal, or, it's kind of like the way you've done a really good job on The Voice, and ultimately you ended up choosing Niall as your coach. Can you kind of explain to me why him over the other coaches of the season?
I went into the blind audition like being like I'm gonna pick Niall, but when I was on that stage, like seeing Michael and Snoop fight so hard for me. Like Snoop telling me we could make a record and telling me I would be on his label and throwing up literally the coolest chant I've ever seen. Like that was super convincing. But deeper than that, like he was the first to turn his chair and he seemed like he wanted me. But the connection I made to Niall, we immediately just had like this little brother, big brother connection. Like this like immediately just hopped into this mentorship role that was really cool that I think I just like I needed. He makes great music, the kind of music that I want to make someday. And another thing I love about Niall is I don't know how to say this. I wish I could find a better way to say it, but he's literally just a guy. And he doesn't. But the thing is, he doesn't have to be just a guy. When you've made it to the point that Niall has made it, you're kind of allowed to act a certain way. You can act like a bit of a butt and get away with it. But he is so grounded. He is so humble. He's so easy to talk to. He's so supportive and kind, and like he wants what's best for me, and he's such a light. Like he really doesn't act like how he could at all, you know? You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely. That makes a lot of sense. And it's funny you say he's the guy because I actually had that thought specifically. In the finale, obviously his voice was down and so he wasn't able to perform with you all. But when he stepped in to introduce, I don't know if it was you or the other, or if it was Deck of Hearts, but he like took over Carson's job for a second. I was like, this man literally can do anything. But anyway, my next question for you is kind of just one more thing about Niall here. What did his mentorship throughout this season mean to you? Because I actually, as you kind of alluded to, I do see a lot of similarities of, maybe Niall 10 years ago to kind of where you're at right now.
I mean, it's incredible. I'm so blessed to have him, someone who is from a TV show. Like he was really able to shed light on like a thing that he kept telling me was like this is such an awesome experience. Like I know it's a lot. I know it's probably scary. Like you're never gonna have this moment again with these people, with these songs, with this stage. So like enjoy it, like love what you're doing, be happy to be doing it, and just have fun, man. And so that's what he would always tell me and remind me. And I think that really like grounded me. And I think that was like really some of the best advice that he gave me, and like honestly like helped me win the competition. Like it really cleared my mind, like having that like release of tension. Like for Winner Takes It All, like I'd never been so in the moment, so like enwrapped in a song. Like oh man, I love that song. I love that song.
Yeah, well, I'm glad you said that because I was actually just about to ask you, do you have a favorite performance from your time on the show? You covered a lot of really incredible music.
Absolutely. I think beyond just like what my favorite one to listen to is like just overall like The Winner Takes It All just tells such a beautiful heartbreaking story. The lyrics immediately spoke to me. I did Mamma Mia my junior year of high school. I was Sky. Um and the girl that sang Winner Takes It All really just crushed it, and she really inspired me. I knew I wanted to take it in a different direction, so I rearranged it. I took my favorite verses, and I didn't flip the song on its head, but I did more of like a strings arrangement. I met with a guy named Tony Chetta, who's an incredible producer, and we worked on like a strings arrangement for it, and I brought it to the show, and thankfully they were like, yeah, kid, this is great. Let's do it this way. And I was like, I want to wear a white suit. I want string people playing with me on stage. I want to do a strings arrangement. And they like welcomed it with open arms. And I'm so thankful to them for just accepting all of that. And yeah, and I think that's what got us to where we are now.
Yeah, I think that just shows, why you ended up being the winner. It's like you just had this clear vision of what you wanted. And I think that is rewarded often in life, right? It's like when you know what you want, you just go after it. Look at what can happen. So, that alone, also, you talking about kind of arranging that and making that song what you wanted it to be makes me curious to kind of know, like, what are your plans with your music career, now that The Voice is over and kind of beyond this chapter?
I think one thing that I'm ready to let people know about is that like I am a performer and I'm a singer, but like that as much I am also a writer. And I have so much original music that I'm just getting produced right now. I have a single that'll be coming out in the next month. I will be releasing stuff about it over the next few days that I'm super excited about. This song, it means so much to me, so much to me. It really shows my artistry. It really shows who I am as a person. But simple as it is, I just love the song. Like, I like to listen to it, and I don't like to listen to myself sing. I like to listen to the song. So that really gets me excited for you guys. But definitely stay tuned for that.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what that ends up being. Now, let's say there's someone out there watching this that maybe is in your position that you were in kind of pre The Voice, right? Like maybe they're on a different life path, but they know that music is what they love, but maybe they're just scared to take that jump. Maybe they're fearful, like you said. What kind of message or inspiration would you give them to, maybe audition for The Voice or take that leap and just kind of trust themselves?
I would say just do it. It's like sometimes it's really good to think things through. It's really good to like use your brain, but sometimes you have to stop getting in the way of yourself. Like you have to believe in yourself, or you have to just stop thinking. You have to send it in. When I applied to the show, I was thinking about it for a bit, and then I was like, why would I not? Like, why would I not send an audition in? So I sent an audition, and I got a call back. I sent in another audition, got a call back, and so forth. And that literally changed the trajectory of my entire life.
Yeah, I love that. It changed your life, and now you're The Voice winner. So, Aiden, if people want to keep up with you and kind of what's ahead, how do they go about doing that?
I'm Aiden Ross Music on all socials through and through. So make sure to check out that.
All right, you keep it pretty simple. Well, Aiden, congrats again on being The Voice Season 28 champion. We can't wait to see what's ahead for you and hear that new music.
Thank you so much. It's been great.
The following portion of Studio 512 is sponsored by The Bugmaster. Folks, traveling for the holidays means more opportunities for little critters like bed bugs to hitch a ride home with you. CEO Dauphin Ewart of The Bugmaster is here with tips to protect yourself and others. It's a really creepy thought. I don't like it at all, but the truth is it happens. Why are bed bugs such a problem during holiday travel?
So bed bugs will be moved between locations. And so really what we see at travel is it's a time when a lot of people are going and staying in places with luggage where they don't normally stay. And that is how bed bugs get moved between places, is you go to a place that has bed bugs and they somehow hitch a ride with you back home.
Okay, interesting. What should people do the moment they enter a hotel room, which does have some crevices?
So one of the things that's funny that I always find people are surprised by who haven't seen bed bugs is they're not invisible. I'll just go grab the sheets by my headboard and I'll just pull them up. And if I see anything that's sort of, discoloration or spots on the mattress, I might ask the hotel to take a further look at that. But essentially, I just look for the actual bugs really close to the headboard and on the mattress. And that's the area where they would normally be if they were there at all.
What should someone do if they think, uh-oh, I think I brought bed bugs home?
Yeah, so the moment you think that is a time to get your house inspected. You can always take a picture of what it is that you think. A lot of companies, we can, if you send us a picture, we could take a look at that. We can also come and take a look at the house, see what's going on, see what you're seeing, and figure out, is that a bed bug or is that not something to worry about?
Yeah, and you said it's actually not all that difficult to get rid of bed bugs. There's kind of some misnomers out there.
Yeah, so there's a lot of different types of treatments, but at the end of the day, bed bugs are pretty susceptible to the materials that we use to control bugs. And as long as we're treating in the right areas, in the right ways, we're able to get pretty easy control over this. And so one of the things that I always like to tell people is, like, if this comes up, this is just something that we need to make a treatment and take care of. But this isn't a huge deal. And, I think over the years, a lot of people associate it with, say, dirty houses and things like that. That's not the case at all.
Dauphin, thank you so much. To start a quote with a quick response time, go to thebugmaster.com or call the number on your screen. The preceding portion of Studio 512 was sponsored by The Bugmaster. The following portion of Studio 512 is sponsored by Serenity Mental Health Centers. People are seeing positive changes with TMS, or transcranial magnetic stimulation. Patient Ivory and psychiatric mental health nurse practitioner Jeffrey Twiss are here to tell us more about Serenity Mental Health Centers. Talk to us about the treatment options here at Serenity.
Well, we do traditional treatment options such as medication, but we also do TMS, which is transcranial magnetic stimulation, and ketamine infusion therapy. We find that patients with PTSD, with OCD, major depressive disorder, anxiety, ADHD can all benefit from TMS, or frankly can all benefit from any combination of these three modalities.
Ivory, you've done TMS. Let's talk about the biggest benefits that you've noticed.
Yeah, so the biggest benefit I would say is it gave me hope. Because I deal with depression, anxiety, and PTSD, I always felt like I couldn't get from up under that cloud. So it gave me hope. It improved my inner dialogue with myself. I talk better about myself and more highly about myself. It also provided structure to my life that I did not know I needed when it comes to dealing with what I have going on.
Wow. Okay, some really nice benefits. How does it feel to hear, such positive returns on TMS?
Well, it's very gratifying that patients get so much out of this treatment. Working with medication alone can yield positive results, of course, but patients typically respond very well to TMS.
And Ivory, what about Serenity made your treatment experience better? This is a beautiful place.
It was very welcoming. It's like a big family, even from the very first initial phone call, which was to the corporate. I was in tears and I was having a whole episode, and the lady was able to calm me down and made me feel like I wasn't alone in this and that I wasn't a burden.
Twist, I just want to ask how you ensure a seamless experience for patients just like Ivory, and how people can get started.
The seamless experience really stems from having a consistent schedule. You're working on very individualized goals. We're right here in Austin. We'll get you in for an evaluation, and we can get started with treatment.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah.
Ivory, thank you for sharing your story, and we appreciate your time.
All right, thank you.
Call the number on your screen or go to serenitymentalhealthcenters.com to get started today. The preceding portion of Studio 512 was sponsored by Serenity Mental Health Centers. Hey, we are happy to be able to offer you some help if you're out there searching for jobs. KXAN has partnered with ZipRecruiter to help you find thousands of job openings in Austin and around the country. Just go to kxan.com/jobs where you can search thousands of new postings every single day. Check it out right now and get started on the path to your next career.